Here, now, what am I going to do? Does that need to be there? A wangy over here. Steel. All of these right here. Just put them all right there. Steel. Can't see what I'm doing. Steel. 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 Pencil. These are steel. Get all of these out. Rod, unknown, steel, 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 Hello, who's in here? Who's in the room? Who's saying what? What's saying whom? Cold. It's cold, cold. Okay, what are these? Unknown. Steel. This is steel. 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 What is this? Where's my loop? Oh, if I could see what I'm doing. Eberhard Faber. Pen pencil combo. What do you know? That's a gold nib. Does that say plated or does that say gold? What does this say? Plated. 14 karat gold plated. Well, that's useless. Eberhard Faber. Don't play games with me. I'm not a game player, Mr. Faber. Okay, what about this nib? This is a flexible. Springy nib. Is this good for calligraphy or is this good for nothing? I think if this is just flex. I don't think this is fancy enough to be. Okay. That's a keeper for me, a Nozak pencil. Keep that myself. What's this thing? This is a wherever. To go with the gold nib. I put this in with the artists just because it's one of those pens that a little too common. So the keeper. This is a Webster with plier marks to show the quality. So I'm going to put in with this the artsy pens because it's good for sketching. and a collector might not find it fancy enough. I can only keep these things where they belong. Steel nib. Is that steel or is that gold? Wherever. Steel combo. More. There's Esterbrook nib in it for some reason. AJB. Who are you, JB? Steel nib goes in with the steel pins. Okay. Accountant. Okay. Steel, 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 steel. No, that's a gold nib. Ooh, springy gold nib. Flexible gold nib that goes in the Fifth Avenue. That goes in with the artists, I think. This one is something. This is a gold nib. I'm going to put this in with the artist. Again, it's a lovely looking pen, but it's not quite fancy enough for pen collectors. Rod, unknown, calligraphy. Where's the rest? Okay, these are all of these pens. These can come out. Like this. Put them in this drawer right here where they came from. Come on, Pierre. So who are you, JB? Talk to me. William St. Paul. Very rounded. I think I need a rounded sketching. Okay, what's this one? It's firm. Is that an accountant? Firm. Rounded. $80. This must be very fine. No, not necessarily. Julian from Germany. Hello, Julian from Germany. What sort of pens do you collect? Hello, Friedrich from Chicago. This is another art pen. Cute little Schaefer golf pen with cute little firm nib. Goes there. Haven't found any yellow pens here yet, though. Friedrich. Okay, this is an account nib. Put that there. 60. One of these kind. I think I might just have to keep this cap because it's relatively rare, this slip cap for one of these pens. We need the pen, but keep the cap. Okay, what do you do in Germany when you're not quarantined? This is really sweet, this one. This is sort of a fine, tight, that in the accountant department. Yeah, it is. It is a weird one. This is an artist one. Just put it right there. It's a wearer with a gold nib, so no collector is going to want it. This is one of the coolest pens, I think. I really like these white dot Craftsman or whatever these are called. You expect this to be a boring number 33 nib, but it's one of these Triumph nib. So this reminds me of a stealth bomber. The cap might be, I don't know, honestly. A lot of these pens were, put together from parts that I had, assembled. So the section might say, I'm gonna put this in the pile for Mitch. He might like that. It's kind of a weird one. Let's see, does this say Canada or anything on it? Not that it would. Made in USA. I have a number of threaded Commando pens that are missing their caps, and I have found that some Taper-Rite slip caps work on them. They hold them tight and everything, so I'm just keeping them there so I can use them. I wouldn't sell them, but what are you studying? And we'll switch to this tray. This one is done. What I'm doing here, I'm starting to hyperventilate. I've got too many pens. I'm going to mail you a modern pen and see if you can fit a smaller size Triumph nib. Well, The only Triumph nibs that I have, I'm not gonna, the Triumph nib that I'm gonna put in there is gonna be an entire assembly. I don't know, most Triumph nibs are on screw Schaefer pens. Okay, cool. So you are a student. So how old are you in your school, JB? Your name is Julian, is that what you said, Julian? Ooh, this is a sort of a broad. I'm gonna put this in with the broads. Fucking broad. What's this? This is I'm putting it with broad, not because it really belongs there, but because Julian 19, cool. Look at this nice pen. How well this one writes. Put that in with artists. Put this in with artists. Good for sketching. This is a really weird pen. It is as ugly as a pen can be. But I put there's a nice gold nib in it, which isn't all that nice, come to think of it. So what sort of art history do you find the most interesting? Just going to put that in here. I'm going to call this a broad. Broad. Most stuff on YouTube. Oh, this is a nice Commando pen that isn't broken. And it has a, just going to put this in with flexible. So what's your favorite type of art history? You like the Commandos? What is this? This is firm. Where's my firm? Accountant firm. This is going to be, put this in with your, this is like, again, one of the ugliest pens that could exist. It's an Eversharp Symphony, but it's just so beat up. But it has a nice nib, so an artist will like it. Modern abstract, okay. Well, we have a follower here in the my room who's an artist, very talented artist, studies knows art history a lot, and his name is Russell, and he's really quite fun. What am I going to put this under? I think I can call that an accountant nib. This, wherever, gold nib, somewhat flexible. Put that in with art. So are you also an artist as well as a art history person? Do you draw? Look at this swan. Damn. Do I need to keep this one? This is a broad, flexible swan. It's really nice. It's hard rubber and has little longitudinal lines on it. Chronic the Elder. Well, no wonder you fell asleep. You looked at the Elder. Look at the younger guy's stuff. It's much more racy. JB, would you like to turn on your camera and join me and talk so you don't have to type? Broad. Julian. Bitte. Hey, Effects&All, I just added a pen to your pile that you are going to buy from me the next time you order, maybe. Should I show you what I found that you might like? JB, you want to join? Okay, just a minute. Let me get the thing going here. I have to just put these things down so I can. What the hell is this? Ooh, springy, flexible, flex. 2 more to go. Majestic, rounded, go in the art. Well, these aren't, I'm not gonna sell you mystery things. This is a Craig with a price sticker. This was $1 back in the olden days. I'm gonna put that in your pile too there because it's a Schaefer. Okay, empty tray. Okay, Julian, get ready. What did I find you? Julian, are ready to comb your hair and brush your teeth and everything for the big reveal. Okay, where'd my pen go? Invite. I think I have 2 Craigs here. Copy to clipboard. You can make earrings, Effects&All. I don't have a Craig nib. It's a Schaefer, more modern Schaefer nib, but it'll work. I'll show you in a minute. Let's see if Julian, well, you can join too, Effects&All, if you want to come in. I moved all sorts of shit around. I got rid of the table that used to be behind me. Julian, add to stream. You did.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can see you. And you have on your ceiling, you either have a very clever spider or a little mobile or a mobile of a spider?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's a little quiet, but I can hear you.
Okay.
It's a dream catcher. You catching dreams?
Yes, exactly.
Eine Traumgefixer. Affectional, would you like to join too? This is Julian from Deutschland.
Yes.
Where in Germany?
Near Freiburg. It's
Near Freiburg.
in,
Okay.
yeah, by the Black Forest.
You're in college. I can't hear you all that well. Is there a way you could speak a little louder?
I try.
Okay, that's fine. Affectional, are you joining us? There you are. Look at that. Now that works better. You're just having lunch. Brother's PC. Okay, good. Okay, so here's what I look like, Julian, just in case.
Yes, I have seen you.
Yeah. So, and Joshua Schroeder just joined us. So, you ready to see the pens I found for Affectional? Let's see what I've got for you. I may have, where did it go? There's a little Schaefer here. I think it's mine. It's one of these. Schaefer's, modern. I found it as I was moving things around. The nib is really scratchy, so I may have to see if I have another nib. Affectional, who's in the room right now, collects Schaefer's. I also have this one. I was thinking, do you have one of these? This is a Affectional. It's a, it looks like it's going to end up being a little Schaefer Craftsman or whatever, but it's a white dot and it's a Triumph nib. So these things always look to me like they're stealth bombers because they're all sleek and black, but they have a Triumph nib. Yeah, it looks like a Craftsman, but they didn't have, it's a Craftsman in disguise. Osni, hello Osni. Nello. So, do you have any pens?
I have some, but not many.
Okay, well, show us one.
I have to. So, I have to find out how I change.
Yeah,
the
they
camera.
are stubby and sort of fun. I don't know. Are you using your phone or your computer? Oh, there it is.
Okay. So I have this one.
What is?
It's a Parker.
Yeah.
I got it from my grandma. But I'm not sure how old it is, or if she bought it.
Some people will tell you because they know. Affectional, what kind of Parker is that? He'll tell you. It's too modern a pen for me to know the things, but Affectional might. Oh, then there's this one, Affectional. A snorkel with the medium. It's a Jotter fountain pen. Stainless steel Jotter made in France. Does it say made in France?
I think so.
Okay. See, they know the answer. Friedrich.
Oh, no, it says made in the UK.
Made in the UK, he says. Fextenol.
It's, you can't really see it, I think.
Snorkel. Medium.
And that's another Parker I got.
Okay, another Parker. Okay. Oh yeah. I don't know those names, but Fextenol probably will.
It has a very tiny nip, I think, not long.
Oh, I know that kind. Yeah, I have one of those. I think.
Yeah.
Because it looks kind of like their version of the Triumph nib by Schaefer. Parker 25, he says.
Okay.
See, these people, luckily these people know the answers. Not that you were looking for them, but...
That's interesting to know what pen you got. Yes, I really like this one because when you draw very fast, it doesn't skip that much when as the other one.
Well, you have a color thing going. You like silver and black. Silber und schwarz. Schwarz.
Yes.
Schwarz.
Yes, but I didn't bought the pen, so it just came to me. So I didn't pick the colors, but I like it. Yes.
Cool. Frederick says, you're in Freiburg and yet you're not a Lamy user.
Yes, Lamy do I also have, but
maybe he has a Lamy. Maybe he'll show us.
So that was my first pen. It's a little...
What the hell is that? A dip pen?
It's just for Lamy for small kids. I still have. Yes.
Does that have a cap on it?
No, it's I lost it.
You lost it?
Yes, I'm using this one.
Oh dear.
It looks weird, but it kind of works.
Okay, you're being threatened on the chat here, Julian. Friedrich is calling out the pitchforks and the torches to attack you here because you're not a Lamy user.
Yes, I used this one a lot when I was younger, but it just
oh, he still has the school pen. Bless my heart. Be still my heart, he says.
Yes.
Cool.
I had another one of this kind, but I think I also lost it somewhere. I'm not sure. But
we have to fix that. You're not supposed to lose pens.
Yes, I was, I don't know, 6 or 7 when I got the other one or lost the other one.
Okay.
So it's a long time ago. And I have one more.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. That is a...
It's also Lamy, I think.
Okay. Is it does it have a cap or?
Yes.
It does. Okay. That doesn't look like a Lamy, but I don't know Lamys. It looks like
no,
pelican or
it's a
something.
pelican. A pelican.
Pelican?
I'm sorry.
I can't see, but
yeah, it's small.
It's a pelican.
Yes.
Frederick says it's a pelican.
Yes.
Pelican. Good. Those are good.
Yeah, but that's all pens I got.
So, can I see a sample of your writing? Sign in Schrift?
Yes.
Good.
Paper. Just have to figure out how I put
the
camera.
We've got all the time in the world.
See it. Like this.
Seinen Keyboard ist grün.
Yes.
My German is very bad. I know only Schubert Lieder and Wagner opera, so it doesn't give me much of vocabulary. Hello, Pierre. Okay. He
Yeah,
uses Rohr und Klinger ink. Good
yes,
man.
but
says Schubert.
this one I'm not really using, but it's a red one.
Okay.
But I'm using the Parker.
Parker, yeah. Parker ink. I can see that.
Yes. But the other one is also nice, but I don't use the red very lot.
Well, your camera is getting. If you wrote like 20 words, we'd see the 20th. But
yeah, I
move if it's possible to move the paper so we could see.
Wait a second, let's try something. Maybe.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Oops. There's an earthquake in Freiburg.
Yes. So.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
You didn't pay your power bill. The lights went out.
So, yeah.
There we go.
Yes, I haven't figured this one out how to do this. I try to write like this. Maybe it works.
Here's another pen effects panel. These are the kind you wanted, but this is a weird one. I'll explain it to you later. Oh, okay, that worked.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have special handwriting, but
do you have any nib that's particularly flexible?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I mostly do use this
pilot
pens,
okay.
But I use the fountain pens mostly for normal writing, like for university and stuff.
Okay.
But yes, I think it's very interesting. And before I found your channel, I didn't know really that there are this kind of flexible nibs. So I'm still relatively new to this whole thing.
Okay. You're again off camera. There you go. Okay. Oh. Well, your English is very good.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm trying to think. There's a guy that is Austrian who lives in Brussels, and I've tried to get him on here, but his work schedule is weird, and he hurt his back recently, or his neck, so he hasn't been on recently. But maybe I'll text him right now to see if he could join you, because he has a collection of pens. He lives in Brussels now. Let's just see if he's able to join us, because it might be fun to have German speaking to German. As long as you don't try anything tricky.
No, don't worry.
I'm gonna text another guy. Hi, Cash, a friend of mine. See if he wants to join us. Just a second. I keep forgetting. What am I doing? I have to figure out how to contact him now. That's the problem. Because he's in either Germany or Italy now.
Okay.
Let me just see if I can find him. Temples and towers. No, that's not the. Here we go. Here we go. Kunst
Geschichte. History.
History. Kunst. Okay. Geschichte. Geschichte?
Yes. Kunstgeschichte.
Geschichte. Oh, that's nice. I like that wet. Geschichte. Geschichte.
Yes.
Yes.
I kind of modified the nib on this one.
Okay.
Because I wasn't using the pen, and I thought like I can try something. I won't use it anyway.
Okay.
Now it's a kind of a stub nib, and it works perfectly fine.
Hold on 1 second.
Yes.
Put them in the office as Deborah wants it free of stuff. Yeah, I like that. So when you're doing, is that a little man you're making? A little?
It's nothing. Just
It's
doodling.
It looks like a little smiley-faced skinny man with lots of legs.
I didn't think of it.
Okay. Well, I like how fast you draw with these things. There's so many people who when they're doing calligraphy or when they're drawing, they just go so slow, and every little hiccup they record. And
Yes.
if you go fast, those hiccups go away. I mean, they don't appear. So, if I were to try to draw a little curve and I went this slow, all these little bumps happen. But if I go like that, it might not be as exact, but there's no bumps.
Yes.
So the way you're doing this, I like seeing that.
I think
nib in the lammies anyways, whatever that means. What does Anfänger? Finger. Anfänger.
Beginner?
Well, I'm reading what the Frederick just said. It originally most likely had an Anfänger nib.
Yes, I think it's.
I don't know what that means. A ball
Beginner
nib?
nib. I don't know, nothing special. I think
Nothing special. No.
like for beginners to begin to write with a fountain pen.
Okay, hold on. Impossible to bend or break. A learner nib. Das ist ein Auge. You've drawn a worm that's a cyclops. Ein Wurm.
Maybe yes.
I know how to sing in German the song "Shine Little Glowworm, Glimmer, Glimmer." Glühwürmchen, Glühwürmchen, Flimmer, Flimmer, Glühwürmchen, Glühwürmchen, Flimmer, Flimmer, Liebessensenden Gelicht zu Liebesseligkeit. Und Penino Teutonico, a little German nib. Eine süße deutsche Nib.
Yes.
Süße Niblein. What is the word for nib in German auf Deutsch?
It's there isn't really an exact word for it. It's
What?
like Feder is the closest.
Just the point,
Like,
a little gold point.
The Feder is, I think, the best word in German, but it like means also the whole feather of an animal.
An enema?
Like the it's feather also means the whole feather.
The whole pen.
Of like the feathers with which were
the cool,
wrote
the
in the Middle Ages and times like that. So it's not really precise.
Okay. It's hard to imagine a German word not being precise. that doesn't work in my brain.
Yeah.
If Germans are anything, they're precise.
Yes, but not in this category.
Was ist los? Okay, share that between. We could give him some time. Okay. Italian, also the big nib is called a penino. Okay, big nib is called penino. Okay. Not a panino, that's a little roll. Not a teanino, that's a little dick. A panino, a penino. Now, are you just dipping that nib?
Normally it works by itself, but the tank is empty right now.
Empty,
so
okay.
I just dipped it, but I'm gonna fill it now.
Okay.
So
Kunstgeschichte. Let's see if Russell wants to join us, because he's an art person.
Yes, I've seen some of his stuff.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't know German at all though, but So how many years have you been in school?
In school since I was 6 till
Well, no, but I mean
last.
in college.
Oh, in college. This autumn. In the summer, I made my Abitur. I don't know, high school.
So
I don't know
you're
the equivalent in America.
so you're 19?
Yes.
Okay.
And
19.
yes.
19. Oh, Brecht knows German and Brussels know German. Okay, well, and so does Friedrich. Friedrich, say something auf Deutsch too. You want to join us, Friedrich, and sprechen Sie Deutsch a bit? Friedrich was explaining to me his German nobility coat of arms. So he's a fancy German. He's not just he's just not a regular German. I like that you're drawing things. You're not making, you're making actual, that's a one-eyed turtle, chicken,
Okay.
or something.
Yes, maybe. No, when you say it.
Presumablemente, allegedly. Okay. Presumibilmente. Presumably. Where is cute little Parker? Frederick. Well, you do like those hatches.
Yes.
You make a shape and you fill it in, and there's no turning back.
No.
You just go forward.
Exactly. Yes. I just don't really think about what I'm doing, and
Well, see, that's what Americans do. We don't think about things. But the Germans, they're supposed to be thoughtful. They've got all those words that mean precise things.
yeah. But I can't really draw or doodle when I think about it.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna get myself some Wasser, and I'll be right back.
okay.
Okay. So do you watch, Julian, do you watch the Peter Draws at all?
Yes, I actually found your channel through Peter Torres.
Through him? Because it seems like you would like him based on your paper
Yes.
being almost entirely covered in ink.
Yes. I'm not watching him anymore that much, but I do like him. Yes.
I haven't watched him in a while either, but I am trying to get a bunch of pens put together to send him
Mm-hmm.
so he can he knows he doesn't have to pay $500 or whatever that is in euros for expensive pens, because what he needs the pen for and what I need a pen for is for it to make a line, and he does not need to spend that much money.
Yes.
I want to send him some pens that are relatively inexpensive and easy to come by at a pen show or on eBay, and he'll have to have them fixed, but it's still, he could, for $500 he could have bought 10 really nice pens, I think. Well, I like the speed at which you go. What's the word for fast in German? Schnell.
Schnell, genau.
Schnell Schrift. Schnellschrift.
Yeah.
Now, what would that be in German? They'd have to make it more complicated than that. So I'm going to get out my pen for. There's a book written in the United States maybe 10 years ago, which I will find for you in a minute. It was written by an American radio journalist, and he finds all of these overly long German words that he describes their meaning. And one of them that I remember was a word that describes the feeling you get when your paper airplane crashes too soon. And it's one big long word that is like Papier Fluf. What's
Flieger?
Paper airplane gesinken gehartbreken or something. It's just. So Russell's here. Hello, Russell. Would you like to join us? This is a German art historian student. Let me find that book. Because it's pretty funny. I think Frederick probably knows of it, and you might not know, Julian, but because it's anyway. I'll be right back. I know exactly where it is. Oddly enough.
Yeah. Thank you, Joshua. Yeah, that sounds right, Friedrich.
Dieses süße Buchlein ist der Name Schadenfreude, German words for the human condition. And it's short but long. So one of the words is Verschneidlichung.
Verschniedlichung.
What?
Verschniedlichung, I would say. I'm not sure about.
Hund. Yeah, Hund.
Hung.
Which means bestowing nicknames on your sexual parts.
Yeah. I never have heard this one, but it kind of is the right word for something like this.
This means Zeichnungsschreibdecklichprobe. I wish they would have this in just regular. It's in Fractor.
Yes.
It's really hard for me to read it, but it means the distribution of friends after a divorce.
I never heard this one either.
Okay. Pimmel is a good name for a sexual part. Yes. Okay. I'll. Russell is going to join us here.
Okay.
Eine Moment. So I'm going to come up with a word that means fast writing. If I can figure out how to do it. I know that augenblicklich is in a blink of an eye.
Yes.
So you sort of draw Augenblicklichkeit. So to draw is, and to write is the same thing. Julian also votes for penino. Of course he would. Okay. Come on, Russell. Did I send the link? There, I did send it. Look at that. In Schnellschrift. Here's Russell.
Hello.
Hello, Russell.
Going?
I'm glad you're still holding onto your shoulder.
Yeah, I've got to make sure it's still there. Hello.
Yeah, I know, your shoulder. So let me see here. In German, we're coming up with a word in German that means a fast drawer. Julian likes, or sort of has, Peter draws fear of white paper in him.
Yes, I think so.
So I think there has to be a German word for making white things all black. So it's a geschwotzen, to blacken. Well, I don't know. I don't know how German words work. So let me see.
Only ever taught me like I think it's oil. No, that's French. I'm thinking.
Macher.
Black make.
Black maker, kinda.
Yeah, okay, Schwarz.
But it's not that long and complicated.
You know the singer, he's from Germany, and his name is Max Rabe.
I don't think I know him.
He's a crooner. His band is very much like from the 20s and 30s.
Okay.
And he has a really funny song about being in the Fiji Islands, and he's going to cover himself in black makeup to Max Rabe und seine Tanzorchester. So
Okay. I don't really
Florian
listen to.
cannot join us, but he said that Freiburg is a beautiful city.
Yes, in some places.
In some places. Okay, let me try to find a Max Raba song.
Okay.
He has a very beautiful high tenor voice. Oh, it says canceled. Max Raba. That's not what I want. Videos. Smoke It's in Your Eyes. Trying to find a song of him singing in the rain. I want him in singing in Deutsch. Tonight or Never. See what this does. Anyway, Max Raba he's very tall and skinny, and sort of.
Heute ist ein guter Tag, um glücklich zu sein. Steht das Glück vor der Tür, dann lass ich es rein. Guten Tag, liebes Glück, schön dich zu sehen. Kaffee oder Tee, du willst doch nicht gleich wieder gehen. Ich bleib entspannt, halt dich nicht fest, denn ich weiß, dass du bleibst, wenn man dich lässt. Was verschafft mir das Glück? Eins ist ja klar, frag mich nicht, wie es mir geht, denn du warst ja nicht da. Heute ist ein guter Tag, um glücklich zu sein. Heute ist ein guter Tag, um glücklich zu sein. Deswegen kommst du.
He's quite funny some of the time. The other time he's just German.
Yeah.
There was a German comedian who got up and he said, many people don't think that the Germans have a sense of humor. I'm going to prove that wrong this evening. We are not so organized that we don't have a sense of humor. We're very funny. So enjoy. Joke number 1.
Yeah.
There's really good diplomacy going on with Germany right now.
Is there, if you look at Julian's picture, does it remind you of a little bit of Paul Clay's line drawings? Did he do drawings like that, sort of line and shapes? Or am I thinking of someone else?
It's hard to say Paul Clay, honestly, for me.
Okay.
But that's only as far as I know Paul Clay. Paul Clay,
Okay, well, you know him better than I, but
it's a little less orderly.
Maybe it was just a weird one-off drawing I saw of him.
But you know, if you zoom in, like if you zoom in on Albrecht Dürer's engravings.
Look, boy.
Was ist das?
Well, this is Paul Clay.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's just lines on lines, but it seems to me that there was one that was more
vorticated.
Well, more what's the word? Biomorphic-y looking. But he, you know, some of his drawings were very much line work. Like here's another one. Russell,
Mm-hmm. See, I'm
I mean,
not familiar with these ones.
yeah, they're
I haven't seen them either.
yeah. So Julian is studying art history in Germany.
Yeah.
Is there a particular area you're studying or an area?
Not yet. I just started this fall, so I haven't specialized at anything. Maybe in the future, but I don't know what.
Is there a particular era or artist that you're interested in? I'm curious because I'm an art history nerd.
Yes, there are a lot of artists I like. I like Rembrandt a lot, and Käthe Kollwitz.
Oh, yes.
I like her. I know. I think it's the style of her is like kind of like Rembrandt and Van Gogh or something. So I know, and I like the black and white work of her a lot.
The elegant work of who?
Kollwitz.
Oh, yes.
So Russell, Frederick was saying he was falling asleep reading about Lucas Cranach the Elder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lucas Cranach.
So we have a very smart following here in this little group, don't we?
And we completely ruin it by making jokes about dicks, dude.
We don't completely ruin it.
There we go again. I just committed that error.
No, you made a statement. You didn't actually make a joke.
Statement, the fact that I made a statement is that sort of a joke.
I see. So when you're taking notes in class, Julian, do you get sidetracked and just fill up with lots of lines like that?
Sometimes, but
Sometimes.
now not anymore that much. When I was in school, much more because it wasn't that interesting. But now I'm more focused on the subject.
Okay, cool.
So, but yeah, in school I always filled my pages like that.
Okay. Well, as you've seen, I do that as well.
Yeah. I still can listen very good while I'm drawing, so it's not that bad.
One fun thing about Van Gogh, actually, is he was a big admirer of Rembrandt. I'm sure you already know that. What I love are just the stories about him going into the museum, getting in front of Rembrandt's Jewish bride, and just sitting there for hours staring at it while eating bread for lunch.
Interesting, yes.
I
Yeah,
love
just looking at it. You would bring a chair in there and just look at the damn thing.
Yes.
But when you get to the surfaces of Rembrandt's late paintings, you could stand there and stare at them for like a long time.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to see if I can get some Julian in me here by adding parallel lines to my scribbles. I really more than the paintings, I really love Van Gogh's drawings. They're so
Yes.
colorful without using color. There's so many fun
Yes.
expressions of texture and color in his drawings.
And with Rembrandt, I really love his etchings. Very great. And yes.
Can we see your painting, Russell?
The wonderful thing about that is that, like, you can tell he can't really work out those etchings in any other way than in etching, because a lot of the time, as far as I'm aware anyway, he's using the burr, right? Instead of actually engraving things in there, he's just scratching the very surface and adding things on where he needs to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because sometimes you have different stages when he reworked them, and so you can see the process of a.
Absolutely, like there's the 100 Guilder print.
Yes.
The Christs and the Three Thieves. Like some of those get absolutely nuts at the end.
Yes.
Russell, in Boston, and also Julian and anyone else for that matter, we had a show that had every single print that Degas ever did. Every single print, every single stage that was existent of every print he made. So it was really neat to see how many times he wasn't done yet. He kept on having to add more.
Actually, somebody who I've been thinking a lot about recently is James Ensor. He's a fun one. He's a bit like very, very rarely will I say he's fun about a Belgian, but
about a who?
About a Belgian.
A Belgian.
James
Okay.
Ensor's James Ensor's a fun one.
I think I don't know him. Yeah.
It's definitely worth a look. For some reason, I cannot find anything in English or Italian or Spanish. Well, I haven't checked the Spanish actually, but I can't find anything in English or Italian on YouTube on him. So it's hard to find entries. There's one in German they can find. I think it was German anyway.
Who are we talking about?
James Ensor.
Oh, Ensor. Okay. Yeah, he's the painting you were doing reminded me of him a little bit too.
Yeah, that's basically who I ended up thinking of. Mainly with like all his paintings of masks. Apparently, he lived at above his mom's store. With it, he lived with his parents all his life and lived above his mom's store, which was an antique store. And so all of those masks were just a bunch of stuff he dragged up from the store.
Okay.
So they might be giants did a song about him.
Do we have a chance to look at your painting there, Russell?
Let's see if I can get it here. I don't know how well people can see it right at the moment.
You have a cactus getting rebellious here. Cactus pretending to be Atlas?
I was just going to title it Holding Up a Rock in the Desert.
I like Atlas cactus better.
Well, that's too bad.
That's too bad. Okay.
Yeah,
Is
but
the
that's
Hamburglar anywhere near here?
what's that?
Is this a Hamburglar-less painting, Russell?
So far, yeah. I mean, he might sneak his way in there. He's pretty sneaky, but
Yeah. It's very interesting. Your palette is so sepia.
yeah, I wanted the desert
Okay.
because
Oh.
I like that.
And what are you doing over there, Julian? How are you? Ah, okay. You got.
Just doodling.
Well, no, I like that. I do the same thing, as you can see. I'm
Yes.
forever pushing.
Julian, are you a fountain pen enthusiast as well? I assume you are since you met here.
A little bit, but I don't really have a lot of them, but I really like to watch Pierre's videos about them. So
Were there German
Kind
speaking reviewers of fountain pens?
I don't know any,
Okay.
but actually I didn't really search for any,
Okay.
but I
imagine there
Another-
must be, but I just was wondering if you watch any.
no, I'm not aware of any.
Frederick says yes. Oh, Russell Osni Nello wants to know: have you ever prepared a linen canvas with cola di coniglio e gesso?
Gesso a coniglio no, sono vegano o vegetariano almeno, quindi no. Non voglio fare male a un povero coniglio.
So did that answer your question, Nello? I don't know what he said, but I'm sure he said it perfettamente.
Perfettamente. So I'm going to ask a very annoying question.
Yeah.
I am thinking of learning German.
Oh dear.
How difficult in your opinion, Julian, would that be?
I think it's harder than Spanish, but I don't know Italian, but I think it's kind of hard. Like it has 4 cases and they're not very regular, and I think it's one of harder languages to learn. But
Well, I think Russell is pretty good with diving into a language and sort of feeling it.
mm-hmm.
So if there's, I think so.
Frankly, the biggest reason I would want to learn it is just so I could learn Bertolt Brecht songs.
Okay.
Mainly because, I get to hear them in Italian, and I've heard them in Spanish and English.
I see.
But I can't understand them in German, and then now I can't compare the original to all the translations.
I see. Well, I think, Russell, you could just, I mean, I don't know German really, but I have sung some Schubert Lieder, and if I look at the song in German and I look at the translation that's given, I can figure out pretty much what it is anyway. Friedrich said he could teach you the Brecht song. Friedrich. I mean, Russell, Friedrich said he could teach you the Brecht songs.
Then we shall do so. We'll schedule a live for it.
Oh, that would be fun.
Friedrich is okay with that.
And who will be at
the one I want to learn, Friedrich, the most is Erinnerung die Marie. I don't know how to pronounce it right. Erinnerung die Maria.
Now, who's going to play the Kanabi? Or are you going to have Per Gustafsson play on the ukulele, the piano part?
We could do that.
It only has to be in the keys, the chords I know.
Yeah, see, I don't know whether it would be in the chords you know or not. I
Probably
asked
not.
my sister-in-law, the music teacher, if she could play that song for me on the piano. And she heard the chords and she said, "Oh God." I guess she just didn't like those chords.
So what was the song you wanted?
Erinnerung die Maria. I think in German, but in English it would be like Memories of Maria Maria A, rather. In Italian it's Ricordo di Maria A.
Erinnerung an die Maria A. Is this in German or is this in Chinese?
That's definitely not in German.
No.
That was.
I don't think that's in German.
No,
okay. Sorry. George Schuchter sings. Okay, we have.
That's not the good one. Look for the one by Dorina.
Okay, Dorina.
There it is.
I see it.
An jedem Tag im blauen Mond September, still unter einem jungen Pflaumenbaum, da hielt ich sie, die stille, bleiche Liebe, in meinem Arm, wie einen holden Traum. Und über uns im schönen Sommerhimmel war eine Wolke, die ich lange sah. Sie war sehr weiß und ungeheuer oben. Und als ich aufsah, war sie nimmer da. Seit jenem Tag sind viele, viele Monde geschwommen still hinunter und vorbei. Die Pflaumenbäume sind voll abgehauen und fragst du mich, was mit der Liebe sei. So sag ich dir, ich kann mich nicht erinnern. Und doch gewiss, ich weiß schon, was du meinst. Doch ihr Gesicht, das weiß ich wirklich nimmer. Ich weiß nur mehr, ich küsste es dereinst. Und auch den Kuss, ich hätte ihn längst vergessen, wenn nicht die Wolke da gewesen wäre. Die weiß ich noch und wird ich immer wissen. Sie war sehr weit und kam von oben her. Die Pflaumenbäume blühen vielleicht noch immer. Und jene Frau hat jetzt vielleicht das 7. Kind. Doch jene Wolke blühte nur Minuten. Und als ich aufsah, schwand sie schon im Wind.
Well,
See, the wonderful part of one of
I would think you wouldn't have to learn all of German to understand the words of a relatively short song.
yeah, I guess I'm just
I
overcomplicating
mean, you
it.
need to know how to say which way is the pharmacy auf Deutsch to. You don't need to I like to go swimming in the summertime. You don't need to know that in German.
Because the Germans would never say such a thing.
They would never go swimming in the summertime. Only in the winter. Only when it is extra kalt.
Of course.
Nicht geschwimmen in der Sommer. Only in the winter. Winterströme Viecher am Wohnemund, in mildem Lichtet leuchtet der Lenz auf Linnenluften leicht und lieblich. Geschwind means to get lost. Geschwind.
Not really. I think.
Geschwimmen. Geschwimmen. Okay, I meant geschwimmen. Geschwimmen und der Sommer.
I think it's just schwimmen. Ohne
Geschwind. Back to the drawing with Julian. So I will go back to my scribbling. Does anyone else want to join us? Friedrich? You want to get on board here? Friedrich? Okay, well, you lost me.
Did you get much snow up there today, Pierre?
No snow today.
Oh, really?
At least I haven't looked outside in a while, but there was no snow earlier.
Oh, cazzo! Ah, maledetto!
It would be geschwommen, I think, Friedrich.
Geschwommen. Geschwommen. Schwimmen. Third level of past participants level. I don't know what that even means. Child minding mein Vater.
Oh, cazzo. Tutto sta rovesciando.
And what are you saying there, Russell?
Sto dicendo che tutto è un casino. Tutta la vita stessa. Ecco, l'universo mi odia.
Seinen
This is why
Esel
you
ist
don't
kaputt.
find
Seinen Esel ist kaputt. Ja, das
This
steht
is
mal,
why
ja.
you do not eat on Canaletto Rotto. This thing is terrible, Donnie.
Questo Esel is non va bene. E rota.
Sì, niente va bene.
Niente va bene. Never good. I love
Actually, nothing goes
how
well.
multilingual we are in our room. We can just pretend we're so smart.
We could pretend as if we're intelligent people.
Wir sind geschwommen. We have swum. Is that right?
Kind of, I think.
Wir sind geschwommen.
Mm. I think there's not an exact equivalent.
Maledetto cavaletto.
Cosa?
Maledetto cavaletto.
Sì, maledetto cavaletto.
Maledetto cavaletto. Does that mean a bad broken easel or cavaletto? Is that an easel?
Yeah.
I like that. It sounds like you could tie it up next to the horses. Where's your cavaletto? Oh, it's tied up next to the horses.
I tried to keep a horse, but it was just taking up too much space, so I switched to a cavaletto.
Cavaletto. Those three-legged cavalettos are much easier to deal with than the four-legged horses.
Yes. The missing leg makes it require less speed. Takes much less energy, you know.
Yes. They don't gallop very well, though. They don't quite make it over those hurdles, those three-legged easels.
No.
Now, if you had a really big, someone in the building was delivered yesterday a really big easel. It was probably the size of a double bed. So would that be a cavallone?
Possibilmente, io non lo saprei.
What would be a really big easel?
That would be what I would say, but I'm a dirty American and I don't know anything about grammar.
Well, let's ask Nello. What would a really big easel be? Cavallettone or cavallone? Do you know any Italian, Julian?
I'm sorry.
Do you know any Italian language?
No.
No.
Not that. Just German and
German
English.
and English.
And I have to learn Latin at the moment.
Latin?
But, yeah,
that'll come in handy. That'll come in handy when you have to come up with a new plant name.
Exactly, yes. But maybe it's easier when to learn like Italian or something. I hope.
Well, Osni Olin Nello found something funny. He laughed 3 times. Ha, ha, ha. So that must be good. He didn't laugh so hard that he cried, though. He does that with emoticons. So, cavallotone. So that's a really big easel, is a cavallotone. And if there was a group of
Actually, a
cavallotone
cavallone would be like a giant cabbage, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Cavallotoni would then be a bunch of big easels. A herd
Yeah.
of big easels would be cavallotoni. Oh, he's saying that the word doesn't exist. Well, I think it should.
We think lots of things in life here.
Un cavalletto gigante. Are you done with that one, Julian? Time for a new one?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, I think you can sign that one.
I guess.
Okay. Have you ever drawn with the Pilot parallel pen with the really big broad nib, or is it
Yes,
just for lettering?
I use it for lettering. Yes, not really.
Not for drawing.
Sometimes when I start to warm up a little bit, but like not really.
Okay. Well, Frederick likes the fact that the Italians, what they lack in the amount of words they make up with the hand gestures.
Let me do that. Yeah. I believe that the Italians would do that in this situation.
Yeah, touch their nose.
Yeah, said exactly. You're on point, yo.
It's really interesting watching you draw there, Julian. I like, there's no stopping you. You go and you go. You're like the little
Yes.
Energizer bunny.
Yeah, just letting my hand go.
Well, that's good. Now, have you ever tried to draw something where you're trying to copy it a little bit? Make it a realistic drawing?
Yeah, but I'm not very good yet.
Okay.
And at the moment I don't do it that much because time. And
well, it just I'm not suggesting you have to, because
I
you
like
might,
it.
if you know how to do that, you might end up drawing a cactus holding up a rock.
That's sort of just how things go.
Yeah.
Just like what is it? Once you use them silver bullets, you have to use another. Just like heroin leads to marijuana.
No, I really like realistic stuff, but yes, I'm not yet there.
Okay.
And
Frederick is saying, don't be so hard on yourself, Julian.
Oh, I try. But at the moment, when I draw something, I mostly do that with a Pilot pen or something.
What's in the foreground of your landscape there, Russell?
What now?
What's in the foreground of your landscape?
I don't know.
They look like
They're a bunch of fellers.
They look like the picture of the Dutch Masters and the Dutch Masters cigar box.
Yeah, I have a weird thing with ruffled lace collars, basically.
Okay. And we've got some brush pen happening here in the Julian corner.
Yes,
It's like a little dueling artists here.
some variety.
So one of my people staying here, we did get some snow, but he's making the excuse that he needs to stay till Monday because his ride couldn't come to pick him up because of the snow. So I had to tell him, okay, you can stay till Monday, but I'm going to check your room at the outlet. And if he's not outlet, we have to get the authorities involved.
Okay.
That's basically all that's happened in my day.
Okay.
You know, running to the Walmart and eating a sauerkraut sandwich.
Yeah, I was biking a little bit today, but not much else.
I'm having that problem where it's getting to the point where I know in about 12 minutes I'm going to have to stop and put away things.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't want to switch brushes, but I'm trying to figure out what else I can do without, just cazzeggiando.
I don't know what that meant, but
I probably shouldn't tell it to you, otherwise you might use it. And fare una figura di merda.
I'll ask Osni. I'll ask Nello what you said. He'll tell me.
Don't tell him. It'll be a bad influence. Friends don't let friends learn Italian.
So one of my brothers joined me today on this thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was nice to see him. And Keshav and Marilyn saw the family resemblance, mainly in the jowls.
Those good jowls.
No, she didn't say that. My brother said that. My brother said, I'm getting some jowl stuff going, and I suggested that's what turtlenecks are for. They hide those things. I liked your lint, Russell.
Oh, yeah.
Russell cleaned his dryer today, and not surprisingly, it was all the same color as his shirt, which is the only shirt he ever wears. Shirts like it.
I just realized I wasn't on camera. It's just been my hands. That's a good thing, though.
That's fine. Cazzigari fa bene alla salute.
Sì, cazzeggiare va molto bene alla salute. Però non sempre. ci sono dei momenti quando le persone ti capiscono e quindi cazzeggiare fa male perché le persone fanno male a te.
I would think,
See, I never
Julian, you'd
thought
be
this would
very
be how
good
I
at
like it.
drawing the figure, or I think you'd be good at drawing the figure, gesture drawings of the figure, because
I'm not good at it.
well, I think you would be, and I think the movement that you're able to produce and the speed at which you make those lines, I think you would be able to capture the movement in a figure or a flower or a tree.
Thank you.
Very,
Maybe.
they're very flowing.
Yeah, maybe I have to try it again.
Try a tree. Try to draw a tree.
Okay.
You don't have to do it now, but at some point, go outside and draw a tree.
Und Pflaumenbäume.
What? I'm sorry?
There's something Boima.
I probably pronounced it wrong. A Pflaumenbäumer. I think it's a plum tree. In Italian, what was it? Un susino, sì.
I don't know what is the kind of tree in English.
Like, yeah, it was definitely a plum tree because David Bowie did a version of the wrong.
Are plum trees interesting? I don't even know. I wouldn't know a plum tree if I tripped over it.
Pflaumenbaum.
Anch'io.
Plumbaum.
Forse fioriscono ancora. A sette figli.
Pflaumenbaum. 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 Pflaumenbaum.
Yeah, I pronounced it wrong, obviously.
Well, Frederick knew. Julian knew. I'm the only one that didn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's a very rare situation in which the majority of people know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm.
Which I guess is why I like this group.
I'm sorry that in this particular instance, I'm the one that doesn't know what you're talking about.
No, that's fine.
But I'm glad that I know what you're talking about some of the time.
Ormai sono abituato.
Yeah, I also like plum cake.
You what? Julian?
Friedrich said he likes plum cake.
Oh, plum cake. Yeah, you see the you people see the typed comments before I do for some reason. I know that when Schiavello is reading them, they're like a minute before I get to see them, so which is fine.
I can't even see them all right now since I'm using my cellular phone.
Okay.
But I think it really just depends on how much people pay attention to them, how much one is focused on other things.
We are into peer. What does that mean? We are in. You mean into or into as in 3.
I like if it's two separate words, then it's wow. That's hard for me to parse out.
I'm just looking at what he wrote. I don't know. We are into Pier. We are into.
Guess is that he means we're in too, Pier. Like they're up for something.
Okay. For plum cake. I don't know. I don't know. Ich nicht verstehen. I'm watching you paint, Russell, and I don't see. Are you painting on the white?
Am I painting on white?
Well, I don't see. You're adding stuff in what looks like it's white background, but maybe it's just the exposure.
Probably just looks like a white background because of the light and the way that the phone is.
Okay.
Up.
Well, it looks like you're not actually painting, but I see.
Yeah.
Well, I like the people in the front. It was sort of hard to see what they were about.
What they were up to.
So, Julian, do you have a Instagram account?
Yes, but I'm not really posting stuff.
Okay. Well, Russell posts stuff on his, and I post things on mine, so you can follow if you'd like.
I follow
Russell puts a lot of pictures up.
You can follow my Instagram and see my laundry lint.
Yeah, I already
Well, the
follow
laundry
you
lint is
both.
funny for people that understand you, and I got that.
Nobody understands me, Pier. I'm a movie star from the 90s.
Okay, whatever. And
that's a millennial joke, I think.
Okay, well,
only a 90s kid would understand.
Yes, Frederick has posted 3 things if you count the picture of Frederick the Great. It's his picture.
So, once you got Frederick the Great, I mean, what else do you need?
What else is there to do? Yeah. Friedrich the Große.
I actually listened to Alessandro Barbero give like this whole monologue on the well, it wasn't intended to be a monologue. It was a program on Rai, and he like Frederick the Great was a bastard. He was kind of a monstrous human being, but he was very well cultured.
He was very well what?
Cultured.
Cultured.
Very intelligent young man. Very, very much abused as far as I can remember. Also very, very cynical, I think. I believe he definitely hated socialism, like a lot of the monarchs did.
Yeah.
Because they knew that, if people started asking for things, then they would have to start giving people things.
And you don't want to do that when you've got it all.
No, that's bullshit. Why should I have to give everything I stole from people's wage labor? Okay, before I get too far into my communist rhetoric, I figure I'm going to have to sign off now.
His father had his lover killed in front of him and made him watch.
Oh, yeah, I remember that bit. I remember that bit because it was really sort of between him and his lover. And of course, they decided, let's not kill the heir to the throne. Let's kill the guy he tried to run off to France with. I'm going to say goodbye now.
Okay, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci. Ciao.
Arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen. Adios.
Adieu to you.
Bye.
And you, and you, and you, and you. Ooh, ooh. Well, now we can see our drawings bigger. Got rid of that ruffle guy. So, if you're interested, Julian, I might be able to send you a pen or two that have flexible nibs if you like that idea. If you're interested.
Yes,
I'm not trying to be doing my sales pitch, but it might be something you might like to try.
Yes, I would like it. Yes.
So why don't you send me an email or something, text, and I can tell you how to do that. And I think that I have a number of pens that have really nice nibs in them that aren't very collectible in the sense of perfect examples of the pen, because you're going to lose them. You just told me to lose things, and I don't want you to lose. So, but you won't lose them. I know you won't. You'll be very careful with them. But I think in your case, and in any person's case for that matter, a pen with a good nib doesn't have to look as pretty as a pen that a pen collector would collect. So
no, absolutely not.
So I'd rather have you try out some pens, and I think there's always ways to make the pens fancier or more expensive, or find the same exact pen in some fancier color if you want. But I think your drawing that you're doing right now with these big long strokes, having a pen with a nib that has a little bit of flexibility would be fun for you.
Yes, I think so, yes.
So,
yeah.
Do you like really, really fine nibs too, or not?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I never had a really fine
Okay.
nib, so
that's another one that you might hate, but if it was smooth, I think you might really find it interesting, where you could do a drawing with the detail that you've done right there, the amount of line work, but it could be in the size of a postcard. You can do the same stuff, but have it be much smaller. So you might enjoy that too.
Yeah.
But you do move your whole arm when you're drawing.
Yes.
So I
think
John. So I'm thinking that it just might be something fun to try out.
Yes. Yeah, I will send you an email.
So if you can you send me an email? Do you know how to do that? I mean, do you know my website and stuff?
Yes.
Okay, good. In fact, I have to pay more money for my website. I mean, my piergustafson.com domain is due for a renewal, so I've got to fix that. But and then what might be nice to do, either via here or on Skype or something, is just to talk and try out some pens together, and then I could show you some pens, and you can say, "Gee, I really think that would be nice," and I can sort of say what the cost will be. The pens that you are writing with are not gold nibbed.
No.
They're all steel. So the gold nib pens start at about $40 or $50,
Mm-hmm.
and then can go up to 60 or 70 pretty quick for a nib that's really sort of interesting. So, so I think you would really like a nib that's very springy, but yet can be pushed around easily and drawn very fast because of the way you're drawing and doodling. But I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it would be great to try something like that.
Well,
yeah.
I think I'm going to say bye.
Yeah.
Auf Wiedersehen as well. So
yeah.
I'm just going to try to clear off the table so I can have some dinner with my neighbor, and meanwhile I will talk to all of you later. Thank you, Nello, for your fun. Oh, Marilyn darling, I was just saying goodbye. But it's about time for me to have dinner. So, but I don't think I'm going to be back on later tonight, but I might be on again in the morning as usual. So today is Sunday, right?
Yes.
Sunday, okay. Okay. Well, be good. I'll see you all later.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.